All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am live here. I'm going to take about 2 minutes real quick. I'm going to ask Bill Apter, I know you're watching right now, if you can actually take this link and actually, if you can actually tweet this link out for me, please. We are live here at onewrestling.com. It'll be a brief second. If Bill can please tweet this link out. So again, guys, we're going to start this review in about 5 minutes. I'm going to actually take this link and I'm going to tweet this out right now to the onewrestling.com family and also the family over here at Hacker Hameen. I would appreciate that, Bill. So again, guys, we're going to start in about 5 minutes or less than 5 minutes. So please, guys, tweet this out, guys. Share this real quick and we'll jump on. We'll share. We'll talk Monday Night Raw. This was a crazy Raw, guys. So we're going to jump into this in just a brief second. I'm going to share this right now to our friends, not only at onewrestling.com, but our friends over at Hacker Hameen. So again, guys, we're going to start now in 3 minutes. Officially, we'll start in 3 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just have Bill tweet this out if possible. All right, guys, 2 minutes. We're going to jump on. We're going to start tweeting. We're going to start talking Monday Night Raw. All right, so here we go, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I'm just going to start off right now. Here we go. We'll start like I usually do when I do the whole review. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here. We have a bunch of people already in the chat. And again, ladies and gentlemen, this was quite an interesting Monday Night Raw. This is Raw 115-2018, ladies and gentlemen. And I am here on behalf of Bill Apter. I'm your senior reporter, senior producer here at onewrestling.com. Well, if you don't know who I am, ladies and gentlemen, well, I am the reporter of the people, the man with a plan, Big Ray, here to stay to talk some wrestling today. Not just talk some wrestling. Again, ladies and gentlemen, Monday Night Raw 115-2017. I want to thank every single person who's joining us here live, ladies and gentlemen. What a crazy Monday Night Raw. There were some mistakes. There were some good things. There were some bad things. And I'm going to give you what's called the Raw score. Now, ladies and gentlemen, last week I wasn't able to go live. I had no idea why I wasn't able to go live. But I'll tell you what, I'm live now, and you guys are here with me. Thank you so much. I'm going to give a big shout out again. What's going on, Mr. Global Wars? Who else is out there? Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Perazzo, all my good friends over from Hacker Hameen, all my good friends from onewrestling.com. Bill Apter is also here. So if you see any interaction from One Wrestling's chat, that's going to be Bill Apter here live. So again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here at onewrestling.com. Again, ladies and gentlemen, give us a follow here at One Wrestling Video and at onewrestling.com. Let's just jump into this show. My goodness gracious. So right off the top of the bat, you got Braun Strowman in the ring. And last week, you know, Braun Strowman, and it's hot in here, so you're going to have to forgive me, guys. It's super hot in here. I'm in New York City, and believe it or not, it can be pretty good damn heat here. It's not too bad. But ladies and gentlemen, listen, here's the deal. This was a crazy Raw. Now, some people didn't like it. Some people did like it. I'm going to tell you what I did like about it. I'm going to tell you what I didn't like about it. Again, the Raw score is all about basically scoring each segment of the program. And, you know, I want to hear from you guys. I'm going to look at the chat here, guys. Again, Bill Apter is going to be hopefully participating with you guys here live. And we'll just continue on. Bill is actually messaging me right now. Apparently, no one can hear me. Can you guys hear me? All right, so I'm gonna have to actually test this out because Bill is saying nobody can hear me. So I'm gonna go right now and see. Yeah, everybody can hear me. All right, so everybody can hear me. People tell me not to holler. I guess Bill is the only one who can't hear me. Okay, so I'm live. All right, so let's jump right into this, guys. All right, so we start off the show with Braun Strowman. He's in the ring basically, and long story short, he gets fired by Kurt Angle. Now, the things I liked about this, things I didn't like about this. And the only thing I liked about this was Braun Strowman, to be quite honest with you. You know, the fact of the matter is that you're not going to fire one of your biggest stars in the main event of one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to happen. But I was very curious to see how they were going to kind of wiggle their way out of actually firing Braun Strowman. Now, listen, Mr. Alan Burnett, it's buffering. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's your internet server. But so far, everybody here is able to hear me. The only person apparently who's not able to hear me is Bill Apter. Bill Apter, I would ask you, sir, to jump onto your cell phone. Maybe you can hear me there. Anyway, so Braun Strowman is fired. Braun Strowman does what Godzilla does, where he walks through Tokyo, destroying and eating every single thing around Tokyo. And if Godzilla was in New York, he probably did the exact same thing. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I am recording here live from New York City. Let's jump into the very second match of the evening. We have the bar, Cesaro versus Titus Worldwide. And I'll give you the quick finish, guys. If you didn't get a chance to watch Monday Night Raw, we have Jason Jordan, who comes out and distracts Sheamus, which allows Titus to jump up and get the roll-up win. Now, what am I talking about? Yo, yes, ladies and gentlemen, Jason Jordan. Jason Jordan comes in and his music plays during this match. Now, this was a relatively solid match. I actually quite enjoyed this match. But do you guys like Jason Jordan? Maybe it's just me. I'm liking Jason Jordan a little bit more every single week. I kind of like the fact that he's kind of a underhanded, kind of a cocky, arrogant, using daddy's power type of heel. In my opinion, I think Jason Jordan has taken the ball and he has proceeded to run with the ball. And I think he's doing very, very well with this. And basically the bar now, they're kind of being pushed down to that second tier of tag team division. Now, Titus Worldwide, I'm very surprised that they're getting such a push. And listen, guys and gals, don't be surprised if Titus Worldwide actually gets the title. Yeah, you might think I'm crazy right now, ladies and gentlemen, but I think there is a good chance that the Titus Worldwide brand may get the title. Now, let's talk about this tag team really quickly. You have a smaller guy in Apollo Crews who's super strong. The guy is super athletic. The guy can do a little bit of every single thing, ladies and gentlemen, in the ring. Then you have a bruiser and Titus O'Neil. This is kind of the old, let's just say, it's kind of the old. What's the word? If you're making a tag team, I would want one guy who's, small and quick and agile and somebody who's a technician. You have the other guy who's the big bruiser. That's what you have in this tag team. And then again, guys, you have this one guy in Titus O'Neil who is an elite talker. I said elite talker. He's actually one of the best guys, I feel, in the mic. He does have good charisma. This guy can go on the mic and he can put over Apollo Crews, who does lack on a little bit of charisma. But if you're looking at Apollo Crews and his in-ring ability, ladies and gentlemen, this guy is top-notch. So this tag team, even though they haven't won a ton in the last couple of weeks, I think these guys are actually very, very good. And they're getting the big push, as they say. Now, check this out. We go backstage. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? What did you think about Braun Strowman? Please leave your comments here below here live, ladies and gentlemen, or go over to @One Wrestling on YouTube or One Wrestling on Twitter. Excuse me. Hit me up at Big Ray Show on Twitter. Give me a follow, ladies and gentlemen. I'll follow you right back. And also after One Wrestling. And please do me a big favor, guys. Why don't you hit that little bell down here on YouTube, and do not forget to subscribe to One Wrestling Video. We have the greatest content, and of course, Bill Apter interviewing the best in the business, guys. When I'm talking about legends, I'm talking about new up and comers. It's just a little bit of everything. But anyway, Braun Strowman absolutely destroys Kurt's office, and thank God that they're just renting the space. To be honest with you, because my God, is this a wrestling heel or a wrestler upset 101 when the pro wrestler doesn't get his way? Are you a fan of the fact that Braun Strowman basically threw a fit? He basically cried his way back into the match. What am I talking about? We're going to talk about that a little later on. But Braun Strowman absolutely decimated the entire office. And let me just look at some of the comments here. We have hopefully I can say this name correctly, but we have Panetta Entertainment who says Brian was hilarious. Maybe she meant Braun. And it was cheesy, but I loved every second of it. Give him the title already. I gotta agree with you, young lady or young man, or young man or young lady, or old man or old lady. Doesn't really matter here. But I think Braun Strowman, it's so long, And I mean, this guy should have been champion a long time ago, in my personal opinion. But you know what? They're continuing to build his brand. So I think it's actually pretty cool what they're doing right now with Braun Strowman. And when I say he destroyed this, now listen, one of my favorite things, Braun Strowman goes in the back, right? And you got to face the facts. You have Kurt Hawkins backstage, and Kurt Hawkins, he's just eating his protein. You know, he's got a little protein going, a little chicken, a little broccoli. He's backstage in catering. And what happens? Well, what happens when you're eating a nice meal and all of a sudden King Kong walks through your city? Destruction. Braun Strowman goes backstage and absolutely decimates our good friend Kurt Hawkins, who, by the way, it's got to be like 160 or 0-160. You know, this is a big story that WWE hasn't really focused on, guys. I'm actually quite surprised that WWE hasn't really put an emphasis on the fact that Kurt Hawkins hasn't won a match in probably over a year and a half. And I think, and I know this is all about Braun Strowman, I want to quickly focus on Kurt Hawkins. And to quote my good friend Ben Dewar, a.k.a. Ben Hameen over at Hacker Hameen, you know, he suggested to me that they should actually continue to build this until we get to WrestleMania. And that huge win should come at WrestleMania. And I absolutely agree. Could you imagine the pop? Could you imagine the crowd reaction from the fans if Kurt Hawkins actually gets that win at WrestleMania, guys? Do you think that's... Oh, Malik X, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you there, buddy. I'm seeing a whole bunch of my friends here, man, and I'm so glad you guys are joining. I really appreciate you guys supporting me here at OneWrestling.com. Now, here's the deal. Kurt Hawkins pushed aside. Well, he's pretty much choked to land onto a table. And Braun Strowman does what a monster does. What does a monster do? When a monster is walking through a city, when you're watching an old dinosaur movie and they have the cavemen running around, what is the dinosaur? They eat the cavemen. They eat the villagers. They eat the people that live in the city. Braun Strowman doesn't do that, but Braun Strowman eats a big piece of chocolate cake. And I got to be honest with you guys, I've been on the whole Stevie Richards fitness gimmick, and you know, listen, I'll be straight up with you guys. This thing is, look at this. I haven't had this in a while. This is called a muscle. Lost about, well, I'm not going to stooge off exactly how much I've lost, but I've lost quite a few pounds over the last couple of days, but it's over double digits, really getting back in shape. So guys, check that out, guys. Go to www.stevierichardsfitness.com and check that out. Now, the chocolate cake was over, ladies and gentlemen. That thing looked fantastic. I got to be honest with you guys. I've been eating nothing but protein, almost on a keto diet, very low carbs. And I saw Braun Strowman, who's a beast of a man, eating that piece of chocolate cake. And was I the only one who actually wanted that thing? I love the waiter. I love the guy just standing there. It was kind of like the Jurassic Park gimmick when they say, don't move. Don't move. The T-Rex won't be able to see you if you don't move. And that's basically what they did with the Braun Strowman. It was pretty funny. I really enjoyed that. So hey, listen, really quickly, I'm gonna go a little back in time. The Bar Cesaro, Sheamus, and Titus Worldwide match, I gave that a raw score of 3 out of 5. So I'm ranking everything 3 out of 5. I thought it was a well done match. I thought it was pretty good, and I thought it told a good story. I thought it was done very well. Now we're gonna jump into the very next match. We have Cedric Alexander versus Tony Nese. Hey, what's going on? I see you have all these cool different names here, guys. And I don't know who my friends are here, but we have MD Song. We have I know J-Bone. J-Bone, what's going on, brother? Chocolate cake was over, by the way. But listen, Cedric Alexander versus Tony Nese. And this was actually a pretty damn good match. I enjoyed the match. It was a solid match. There was only one thing that kind of annoyed me towards the end of the match, but we'll talk about that in a brief second. Let me give you the quick finish, guys, if you didn't get a chance again to watch Raw. And I'm not going to say that again. I'm not going to reiterate again. If you guys are watching, if you're jumping on right now, if you were not watching Raw, I will give you the finishes and we'll just talk about it, guys. Please look at the chat is full with a plethora of people here just interacting. I love you guys. You guys are the best. And you know who I love the most? Bill Apter. He is one sexy man. I'm sorry. I mean, that comb over. Bill, if you're listening right now, Bill, you are one good-looking man, and that comb over, even though it's 7 inches tall, it doesn't match up with how great I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Anyway, listen. So we have Cedric Alexander versus Tony Nese, and we end the match with a kick to the midsection, a knee. Cedric gets an elbow off, wrist lock, Tony Nese slides under, pump handle slam. Alexander reverses Cedric Alexander wins with, what is it called? The lumbar check. Listen, I gave this match just for the quality of the match. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was really good. I'm not a super fan of 205 Live. Why? I take a quick drink of this vodka water. Excuse me. Oh, man, that's strong water. Vodka. Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Strong. What? Yeah. I'm reading all I think. So anyway, I'm reading all the comments here. Very cool stuff. Good interaction. But I really enjoyed this match, guys. Cedric Alexander showing a little more charisma. Now, they're putting him with Goldust. It's weird. Come on, guys. Like, I want you guys to talk about this here. It's a little weird seeing Cedric Alexander with Goldust. Now, I know this is the 205 Live division, and you have Goldust there. But you know what, man? Listen. You're going to think I'm silly when I mention this, but back in the day, there was a really good tag team in the AWA. And for some reason, I'm drawing a blank, but I knew one of the guys was Pat Tanaka, and the manager was DDP, Diamond Dallas Page. He towered over Pat Tanaka and his tag team partner. And if you guys can please tell me, if you guys, if you guys can please tell me who that tag team was in the AWA. I cannot remember right off the top of my head right now because I have so many different things going on. But listen, just because you have a mouthpiece doesn't mean, he has to be a smaller guy, so on and so forth. I think Goldust is doing justice. Cedric Alexander is another case of a guy who has all the talent in the world. The guy can get over just on his in-ring ability. Paul Diamond, yes, thank you so much. Who is this? Chuck, G-A-A-N-C, Chuck Gang. Is that correctly? Please say yes if I said that correctly. But I miss ECW too, Mr. Dennis Bridgewater. I really do. But anyway, ECW was fantastic. We can talk about that. Maybe one day I'll go live and just talk some ECW if you guys would appreciate that. But absolutely close enough. I'm sorry, sir. I'm doing my very best. Again, it's very late. I had a long day. I was in the gym. I'm sure you understand. I'm sure I don't know what you look like, but I'm sure right now, Mr. Chuck, you're a very handsome man, and you're surrounded by just an amazing assortment of very beautiful women, and you know what it is to be very busy during the day. So I'm just going to give you some props on that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But what I'm trying to say is that, I know it's weird to have Goldust in this cruiserweight division, but just because he's in the cruiserweight division doesn't mean he's actually in the cruiserweight division. There are a lot of guys in that division that do not have the character. Goldust is one of the best and brightest characters in WWE history, and probably even pro wrestling history. The guy is extremely overrated. One of the greatest intercontinental champions, in my humble opinion, of all time. I would love to know what you guys think. Please leave your comments here below, or hit us on Twitter at Big Ray Show at One Wrestling. But I think it does help Cedric Alexander moving forward. And Cedric seems like he's kind of feeding off of that charisma. What's his name? That I was going to say Goldust. That Goldust is exuding off of him. But anyway, I give this match a Raw score of 3 out of 5. So far, Raw is off to a pretty damn good start. And now we have the monster among men, Braun Strowman. He's causing absolute havoc backstage. Now, listen, I know this is a TV show. Okay. See, when I was a kid, now I'm pretty old, to be honest with you. I got to be honest with you guys. I know I look young, relatively handsome. Yes, no, whatever. It doesn't matter. But the fact of the matter is that, I grew up watching this show called The Incredible Hulk. And, The Incredible Hulk, I've seen this guy turn over trucks, pick up airplanes, so on and so forth. So I have to be able to suspend disbelief and believe that this gentleman and Braun Strowman, who's not really a gentleman, he's a beast, is able to pick up this truck. Yes, what am I talking about? I'm talking about an 18-wheeler gimmick. This guy actually takes this thing and tips it over. Now, look, I'm a huge wrestling fan. I've been watching wrestling since the very, very early 80s, and I've seen some crazy things, if you know what I mean. But the fact of the matter is that Braun Strowman turning over this truck was it hard for you guys to believe? I can believe him turning over a car. A truck, I don't know. But still, if you suspend disbelief for a quick second, ladies and gentlemen, you know that Braun Strowman is supposed to be something of an anomaly within the world of professional wrestling. He is, again, a monster among men. So this guy should be able to do this. And we have to actually be able to put aside our smarkism, if you know what I'm saying, and kind of believe that this guy can actually do this. Now, moving forward, Braun Strowman continues, and I thought he was going to go to the ring, but no, he doesn't go to the ring. I love the fact that when Braun Strowman went to the announcer's desk, Corey Graves basically fed what's his name? What's the gimmick's name? The guy that does the freaking play-by-play. I'm so lost right now. Cole. He feeds Cole directly to the beast. Now, all right, right now, guys, I want you guys to do me a favor. How many of you guys, if you saw a giant dinosaur breathing fire walking your way, would not put your best friend in the way to save your ass? I'll wait. How many? 10 out of 10? That was hilarious. And Braun Strowman actually took Michael Cole and he tossed him. Listen, Kurt Angle does come out and Kurt Angle says, listen, I was on the phone with Stephanie McMahon, who was absolutely ravishing, by the way. I love Stephanie McMahon. I think she's not only intelligent, but beautiful. And I know you guys are going to hate on me. I think Stephanie McMahon is the absolute best. I love her. I love her voice. Love everything about her. The only thing I don't like is the fact that she's married. Anyway, here's the deal. I love the fact that he was fed to the beast, and maybe people didn't realize this, the way he was kind of pushed in the way of Braun Strowman. I would have done the same thing. Listen, guys, if I'm hanging out with Billy Ray Valentine, listen, Bill, I know you're watching right now, Bill, Mr. Bill Abder. I love you. I love you like a crazy Jewish uncle. But the fact of the matter is that if it was between me, you, and the beast Braun Strowman, I'm throwing you right in his mouth. I mean, he's just going to chew you up and eat you up like a bag of pretzels. But anyway, neither here nor there. So basically, after everything was said and done, Kurt Angle says he got a phone call from Stephanie McMahon saying, hey, listen, guys. Listen, Mr. Strowman, you are reinstated in the main event match at the Royal Rumble coming forward. You are not fired anymore. You'll be able to feed your 466 children. I guess, I don't know, a guy that big can have as many children as he wants to. But the fact of the matter is that this is basically what happened there with that. And I thought Cole, I keep seeing Adam Cole, Michael Cole, Michael Cole, I thought he got away, but no. Braun Strowman proceeds to pick him up like I pick up my son. When my son was 3 years old, I used to grab him around the diaper area and I used to fling him around. He used to love that stuff. But Michael Cole did not enjoy the way Braun Strowman picked him up just like a baby, grabbing around his chubby little legs and throwing him into a crowd of security guards. I thought this was very, very good. I'm actually going to give this segment a Raw score. Ready? Believe it or not, I gave this a 4. I thought this was really well done. Braun Strowman coming off like a true monster. I said, how are they going to bring this guy back? Are they going to wait till next week? Are they going to wait till I'm glad they took care of it tonight, because we know, ladies and gentlemen, that Braun Strowman was not going to be left out of the main event anyway. So now here's my big problem. We're going to jump into number 4 segment of the night. This is Asuka and Nia Jax. I had a huge problem with this match, ladies and gentlemen. And you're going to say, what are you talking about? What? This is Asuka versus Nia Jax. This is a match we wanted to see. Yeah, this is a match we wanted to see at WrestleMania. We don't want to see this match now. Am I wrong? I mean, you have possibly one of the most dominant monsters in the women's division, and Nia Jax. You do not put her in a Monday Night Raw match against Asuka. And number one, it's a non-title match because none of them have the title. Number two, it's not one of your biggest events. This is something that you built 6 months to, in my humble opinion. I lost my mind when I saw the fact that they put Asuka in this match with Nia Jax. It made absolutely no sense. And in my humble opinion, WWE is not only destroying Nia Jax as a monster, they're making her a cartoon, basically in love with a bigger cartoon, the Roger Rabbit looking freaking douchebag and Enzo Amore. But they have Asuka as, I can't take this woman serious. I just can't, guys. Am I absolutely global wars? Thank you for agreeing with me. I mean, but it's the truth. I mean, why would you take this match that could be a marquee matchup? It could be a semi-main event, and any of your pay-per-views moving forward. You're going to waste it on Monday Night Raw. And not only that, but then you have Nia Jax, who climbs up to one of the steps. Anyway, long story short, Asuka kicks out her leg. Her leg goes into this little space between the corner post and the freaking stairs, and her leg gets caught, and she took a bad bump. I got to be honest with you guys. I'm hoping she didn't actually get hurt on this. But the fact of the matter is that she sold it as if she got hurt, and she could not continue the match. I have another problem with this, guys. This is your biggest, toughest beast. This is your Big Show. This is your Brock Lesnar in the women's division. This is your Goldberg in the women's division. She took a bad bump and now she can't go on. Are you serious? Are you serious? You guys watch Impact Wrestling? Anybody watch Impact Wrestling? I do. You know Conan? Serious, like a late period Holmes. Seriously. Absurd. This was an absolute waste of my time. This was, in my humble opinion, not only the laziest of the lazy booking, it was booking by the lowest common denominator to steal a line from my good friend, Michael Jargo and Rick Vickery. This actually got me upset as I was watching this. And I think it was a travesty that they wasted these two good talents. Because listen, Nia Jax may not be the best in-ring work at this point in juncture, but it's not about the in-ring. It's about her being, what's the word? She's an attraction. I gave this a raw score of 1. And if I could have gone lower than 1, I would have. I don't score anything -1. So I'm just letting you guys know that. So again, guys, this really just absolutely upset me. Anyway, we have Kurt Angle backstage, and he's left in his office with Jason Jordan. And Jason Jordan is, again, come on, guys. Come on. You got to love Jason Jordan. He's such a sniveling son of a... Anyway, and, he's thanking Dad. He says, Dad, Dad, if I was back there, Dad, I would definitely, Dad, defend you, Dad. How annoying is that? That's Jason Jordan. That's great. You know why? Because even though Jason Jordan, now here's the thing. Jason Jordan is a rare combination. Okay, see, Jason Jordan is now getting over with character. And you have to understand something, ladies and gentlemen. There are a lot of wrestlers that were not very good in the ring, but they got over with character. And if you could build that character, look at a guy like Hulk Hogan. I always use him as an example. Hulk Hogan wasn't the best in-ring worker, but he got over with character. He made you believe in Hulkamania, brother. What you gonna do, brother? Take the vitamins, brother. Say your prayers, dude. Hulk Hogan got over with character. And there are plenty of professional wrestlers out there. Bill Goldberg was terrible. He was awful in the ring. He quote unquote ended Bret Hart's career, but yet, lo and behold, the guy got over with character. He got over with building that persona. And this is what I'm talking about with Jason Jordan. Jason Jordan is slowly but surely finding his niche. Sarah Jane, what's up, sweetheart? Good to see you here. Thank you for joining me here at OneWrestling.com. Dennis, thank you so much for joining us here. But again, ladies and gentlemen, Bret Hart is, who was this? Dennis. Yeah, Bret Hart is my dude as well. I love Bret Hart. But anyway, I'm just reading the comments. Let me just focus on this. He comes off as a sniveling son of a gun. And he's basically saying, look, if Braun Strowman was there, I would have taken care of it, so on and so forth. And, Dad, you know what? You don't like tag team partner. You know what he needs? He needs some retribution. So he's speaking on behalf of Seth Rollins. And we're going to talk about the main event very shortly. But the fact of the matter is that I like what he is doing. It's almost like he's setting up his own partner for failure, which was absolutely delightful, wonderful. Yes. Oh, I just want to drink the vodka water. Hi, how are you? Water is strong water, New York, tap water. Anyway, Angle grants him the match, talking about Seth Rollins. So basically, Jason Jordan sets up his own tag team partner to have a match later tonight with Finn Balor, which I thought was fantastic. And we have the commentary who, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but again, I'm really dissecting this match. And the fact of the matter is, and let me just read really quickly. I see MD's song that actually came out with, sorry to say, I respect Jason Jordan as a great athlete, but I feel that he is the James Ellsworth of Raw. Really? Really? You think he's the James Ellsworth of Raw? Why? The guy's a freaking beast, and he's a machine. This kid is legit. This kid looks good. This kid may not talk good right now, but he's getting it. And he is one of the better in-ring. Listen, this kid could be one of your top 5 in-ring workers in the WWE easily. Easily. Super strong, super athletic. The kid has everything. He's not The Rock. I know the WWE wants to make him The Rock. That's what they want. They want The Rock Heat. Die, Rocky, die. But that's not going to happen. So anyway, guys, I respect your opinion, but I strongly disagree. James Ellsworth was a comedy act that got a good break and had a good run, in my humble opinion. But anyway, we'll continue. And we have a commentary, and I appreciated this. I like this. And I actually, oh, by the way, guys, I gave that little segment with Kurt Angle and Jason Jordan a Raw score of 3. I thought it could have been a little better. It's right there, right in the middle. It's very good. I'm going to give it a 3.5, but I don't want to go overboard. Now, again, this is something I really appreciate when commentary doesn't dismiss the fact that Michael Cole was thrown into a pile of people. They gave you a full update, and then they go into the Martin Luther King recognition package. Again, ladies and gentlemen, Martin Luther King's birthday. What can I say? A true patriarch of this country, a man of the people. And I'm not here to talk politics, but I have always had a great respect for the work of Dr. King. So this is just my whole opinion. Anyway, we move on. We come back from commercial break. We have Alexa Bliss. She's putting a little ice pack on Nia Jax. Listen, can I ask you guys a question? Can I talk about this, ladies and gentlemen? This is the year 2018. There's a little tension between you think that there's possible little tension between Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax? I know they're supposed to be best friends. I mean, what's wrong with going that way? Maybe, I don't know, maybe Alexa Bliss is a little jealous. Jealous over here? What do we have over here? We have Enzo Amore. You guys know where I'm going, right? Why not? Why not? Why the hell not? Anyway, Enzo Amore rolls up next to Nia Jax, and he starts moves her hair to the side. Is it just me, or is it totally weird seeing an absolute douchebag with feelings? Whatever. We move on. And we have a couple of enhancement talents, and I'm not going to call them jobbers. That is absolutely rude, ladies and gentlemen. For those tuning in for the very first time, jobbers is a bad word, guys. These people are enhancement talents. They are here. These talents, and let me see, Aaron Solo and Ricky Starks. They're here to make your talent look good. And we have them, those two guys, versus the Revival, Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson, who are finally back on television, ladies and gentlemen. And listen, long story short, Revival go over strong. And this is the way it should have been. Revival have been off your television for quite some time. And I'm very happy that they had the Revival crush these two enhancement talents. What I did love, and I'm going to take my microphone. I'm just going to hug this microphone. I'm going to hug this microphone because I loved the way they got. See, I'm an old school wrestling fan. And, you know, what's her name? The young lady who's, I call her Robot Betty. She just comes, hey, hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am interviewing the Revival. And would you please tell me, how do you feel about DX and the past of the WWE, old school? The Revival basically shut her down. They're like, what are you talking about, old school? Crotch chops and sucking it and drinking beer. That's not old school. We're old school. And I loved what the Revival came out and said. I love the way the Revival said they're not sports entertainers. And this took me for a freaking loop. They said a bad word. They are professional wrestlers. I was like, what? Scott says that they're not a boardroom they're not a boardroom creation. They do not want them to. The boardroom does not want them to succeed. And next week on Raw 25 there's going to be a ton of superstars from all over the world, old school wrestlers, quote unquote, coming back, and they are going to make a statement. I have a good feeling that it's going to be. I don't know. I don't have the Suture report here. It's going to be badass Billy Gunn. It's going to be the Road Dogg Jesse James. It's going to be the New Age Outlaws versus the Revival. Again, This is just my prediction. Let's move on, guys. And I'm going to ask you a quick question right now. I'll wait. I'm going to look at the comments here. Who out of all of you watching right now wants to walk with Elias? I'll wait. I can't wait that long. It's going to get boring. I want to walk with Elias. But Elias, we haven't seen him in the ring. Actually, he's been kind of an introducer of The Miz, and that's exactly what he does. That's what The Miz does. And basically, The Miz, this was a commercial for a television show that him and Maurice are going to be getting an unscripted series, so on and so forth. I was kind of disappointed by this. And let me just go back a little bit. That little revival gimmick that we just spoke about, I gave that a Raw score of 4. I thought it was excellent. Really good. They call themselves professional wrestlers. This ain't the first time, ladies and gentlemen, that I was surprised during this night when it came to things that kind of shocked me. But anyway, long story short, Elias comes in, does his whole gimmick, the guy has super crowd heat. Is it just me? The guy is just spitting image of freaking Macho Man Randy Savage. I mean, this guy is just, he's so Rick Rogers guy, by the way. Very well trained. The guy knows how to get over a character, guys. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, we'll talk about that another time. But anyway, long story short, I thought The Miz did a great job, as always. The Miz gets behind the mic, puts over stuff. This was just kind of a boring commercial for me, and he said it's going to be awesome. So anyway, I don't want to waste any time. But The Miz always does good. But for me, this was kind of a throwaway segment. But speaking of throwaway segments, we have Roman Reigns versus the Miztourage, this is all basically a setup for the Intercontinental Championship match, which I do believe Roman Reigns will lose. What? Yes, I don't think Roman Reigns is going to hold on to that Intercontinental title all the way to WrestleMania. Some people have said that Roman Reigns is going to hold on to the Intercontinental title. He's going to go on to WrestleMania. He's going to face Brock Lesnar, and he's going to win the Universal title, have the Universal title one hand, have the freaking Intercontinental title the other hand, do the whole Ultimate Warrior gimmick. I don't think it's going to happen. I think The Miz is going to take that title back because of The Miz, the Intercontinental title is important. It is awesome again. And the fact that a guy like Roman Reigns is holding it, people will say, oh, that's just a secondary title. It's not really important. No, it's damn important. I think to have a strong mid-card, ladies and gentlemen, is the thing that makes the engine run. It is the coal, okay? The main eventers are your fire, but guess what? Your mid-carders, that is the coal that fuels the fire, ladies and gentlemen. And I think if you want to have a strong wrestling organization, you need a strong mid-card. Do you disagree? Do you agree? Leave your comments below. I'll check them out later. Again, give me a follow at Big Ray Show and give us a follow here at One Wrestling on Twitter and at After One Wrestling. Let's continue here. We have the match between Roman Reigns, and it's basically 2-on-1 a handicap match. And look, I'm not going to basically break this whole damn thing down. We all know, guys, Roman Reigns goes over the spear, hits it on Curtis Axel. He goes over. I only gave this a raw score of 2 because the fact of the matter is that it was too predictable for me. I knew this was going to happen. But remember what I said. If you took anything away from anything that I said, ladies and gentlemen, I honestly do sincerely feel, and I agree with you, Paul. Let me just read this real quickly. Paul asked me a question. Big Ray, could Miz tie or surpass Jericho's 8 Intercontinental? I think he will. All right, he's asking me to read the whole thing. Big Ray, could Miz tie or surpass Jericho's 8 IC title reigns? I think he could. I think he could, and I think he will. And I think when it all comes down to it, I think the Miz we're going to look back at the Miz and say to ourselves, damn, that guy was freaking great. He was really good. This guy look where he came from. He came from MTV freaking V. And for all you in your 20s that don't know what MTV is, it's a music channel. They used to play music videos. And they used to be 24 hours a day. And they had all these cool shows like The Real World. It was the originator of reality TV. I wish I could have freaking destroyed them. I hate reality TV. But anyway, and reality TV, in my opinion, has destroyed wrestling as I drink this vodka with water. Long story short, absolutely. I think that The Miz will eventually be looked upon as the greatest Intercontinental champion. But in order to do that, they're going to have to actually keep that title on The Miz to break the Honky Tonks record. And I think it's possible because The Miz is good enough to hold that title for that long. The Miz has the Miztourage. The Miz is the type of guy that can sneak away. See, if you guys, I don't know if you guys are wrestling historians, but the Honky Tonk Man, some people don't understand this. The Honky Tonk Man didn't hold on to that title. He didn't win every match. I don't know if the Honky Tonk Man won any matches defending the Intercontinental title. The Honky Tonk Man lost a lot of matches. He lost matches by countout. He lost matches by disqualification. He barely hung on to that title by the skin of his teeth or by the grease of his hair. That's true. So I think The Miz will eventually be named the greatest Intercontinental champion of all time. But in order to do that, he's going to have to break the Honky's title. And I think when he takes this title off of Roman Reigns, and it's going to happen, it's going to happen at this Royal Rumble, guys. I'm going to give you my predictions for Royal Rumble. It's going to be coming I think next week if I can do this. I'm going to set something. Maybe me and Bill can do something. Bill, if you're awake, Bill's a night owl. Bill is a party animal. This dude stays up to like 4 o'clock in the morning. I mean, he's like disco dancing, doing the whole freaking. Anyway, you don't know Bill like I know Bill. I love Bill. He is fantastic. But anyway, it's time to get broken. What a disappointment this whole gimmick is. But I do dig the new music. And of course, Heath Slater versus Broken. Is this the first time? I don't know. Is this the first time, guys, that all right, so Matt Hardy comes to the ring, gets the whole gimmick, gets the whole intro. He has a new Titantron. Thank God they turned it away from that stupid old Matt Hardy 1999 freaking Titantron. Love the music, love it. And eventually, listen, for all those that are detractors, just trust me on this, okay? I have multiple sources, and I'm telling you, I have friends that have friends that are friends within this whole world. I've been able to, thank God, establish a good rapport with a lot of really cool people. And just trust me, guys, those who are waiting for the full broken gimmick, I will almost guarantee you, and I can't look you in the eye when I say this, maybe I will, I'll look at you like this. By WrestleMania, you will see Queen Rebecca. You will see Senor Benjamin. You will see Vanguard 1. You will see Brother Nero. And maybe even Baby Maxwell. The Broken Universe will be back in the WWE full-fledged. Is it too late? Leave your comments here below. But he goes over Heath Slater and hits him with the side effect, goes over. Yeah. Gave it a raw score of 2. Was what it was. Didn't advance anything. Didn't advance. I mean, yeah, he's going to go over Heath Slater, former tag team champion, but didn't advance his character anymore. We didn't learn anything more. See, because people think that, a lot of people may think that, oh, yeah, I know about Broken Matt Hardy or Woken Matt Hardy. He was in TNA. Not everybody knows who Broken Matt Hardy is. Not everybody knows the whole character. And I can go on and on about what they did wrong about this, but that's the story for another day. I want to continue here because we're going to go into the main event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, and it is the main event of the evening. But before that, I missed something. I did. I absolutely missed something. What did I miss? I missed the Sonya Deville match. The Sonya Deville, and I'm just going to go back into my notes. Where did I miss that? Who did Sonya Deville fight tonight, guys? Can anybody tell me? Because I know Sonya Deville. Anyway. Oh, Sasha Banks. So let's go back and talk about that really quickly. Sonya Deville versus Sasha Banks. And thank you very much, Mr. Global Wars or Mrs. Global Wars. Who's Global Wars? What's your name? Do I know you? Are you from the Hacker Hameen universe? I'm just wondering. I have a feeling I've seen you here before. But anyway, Sasha Banks versus Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville, I've said this before at Hacker Hameen, is actually one of my favorite out of that little group. And by the way, huge announcement WWE made. And I don't know if you guys caught this, but Paige is no longer going to be in the Royal Rumble. And I did a video yesterday, and I spoke about roles that Paige could possibly have in the WWE. Now, what if she can't wrestle anymore? She's signed for 2 years. WWE can honestly, they can pay her off, pay her out. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, stay home, make your money. But what can she do to be beneficial to WWE? She could be a manager. Yeah, a manager. Could you imagine her alongside Elias as like a groupie type gimmick? Like, and I stole this from Mike Jargo and freaking Rick Vickery, my two of my best closest guys. I love these guys. And they, why not? Have her, like Dolph Ziggler is coming back. Why not have her as a mouthpiece? Put her with somebody who cannot talk. Because there's one thing we know that she can do. Paige, she can freaking talk. And she has the look. Paige can be that mouthpiece. And, just because somebody is a great talker doesn't mean they don't need a manager. Look at a guy like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Well, he didn't need a manager. That's a bad example. Look at a guy like, the Macho Man Randy Savage. Yeah, he didn't need a manager. No, he took it to the limit every single time. Yeah, but he had Elizabeth in his corner. Yeah, he would Elizabeth walk down that aisle. Yeah, anyway, that's a terrible Macho Man, but I'm trying my best, ladies and gentlemen. What I'm saying is that there are many talents out there that can really use a solid manager, and I think this is the place for her. I know Paul Heyman is an advocate. Bullcrap. This guy's a freaking manager, okay? One of the best managers of all time, by the way. The best is Bobby Heenan, but that's, again, my very humble opinion. I did an interview with J.J. Dillon one time in New Jersey. Bill Apter was with me that day. And I told Bill, I was talking to J.J., and I said, JJ, Mr. Dillon. I actually call him Mr. Dillon. I have more respect. I said, Mr. Dillon, I said, it's an honor to have one of the greatest managers of all time. And I remember him telling me, I'm glad you said that. Because in my opinion, the greatest manager of all time is Bobby the Brain Heenan. And he's right, Bobby the Brain Heenan. But this would let me ask you guys a question. Let's say the WWE went forward with instead of having the 205 Live show, let's say they went with kind of like a woman's version of the 205 Live where it was all females. Why not? Women of Honor, Glimmer. I mean, these have been successful. You can always go all the way back to Glow Wrestling. I mean, seriously, it can work. There are a lot of dudes and chicks out there that are willing to watch just women wrestling. And, you can get some of the best in-ring female talents to run this show. And could Paige not be a great authority figure? Could she be a great color commentator? I think so. That's another role for Paige. I want you guys to do me a favor. Please leave your comments below. I would love to know what you think. Oh, hold on. Kelly Matthews, what did you have here? Put Paige with Jason Jordan. Let him wrestle, not talk. You, my friend, get the Bill Apter Comb-Over Award of the night. And I'll be giving that away at least once a week. So you will be getting a hearty handshake one day if we ever run into each other. I can't send anything. I live in a city. I pay like freaking $4,000 rent for a 2-bedroom apartment. Anyway, so Paige is not going to be in the Royal Rumble. I popped myself. I'm sorry. Paige is not going to be in the Royal Rumble. That's big news. Another big announcement is that Bill Goldberg is going to be going into the WWE Hall of Fame. Can anybody dispute the fact that this guy, again, I spoke about this guy not being the best in-ring talent, but guess what, guys? Guess what, girls? This guy was special. And that was one of the very few, and I'm not going to regurgitate what everybody's, that's the one thing WCW did right. WCW did a lot of things right, to be honest with you. They stole a lot. I mean, they did a lot of things right from ECW. They stole a lot of stuff from ECW. But anyway, I honestly do think that Goldberg is easy first ballot Hall of Famer. This guy, he didn't go 170, whatever the hell. No, that's bullcrap. But that's the business, and they did great business with Goldberg. They built him up right. He was a legit monster. Goldberg is the way you should have built Nia Jax. Nia Jax should not have lost a match. Period. Let's be real. Who the hell in that division could beat Nia Jax in a one-on-one fight? Should I wait? Let me drink some of my hot water. Anyone? No. So, Dennis Bridgewater? Hell no. He was WCW. Goldberg versus the Giant was a good match. I agree. Listen, guys. You cannot deny. I'm sorry. I'm reading the comments as we go along, but I cannot deny that Goldberg is a true legend in the business. Was he the best worker? Absolutely not. Was Hogan the best worker? Absolutely not. And don't beat me up, ladies and gentlemen, when I say this. Andre the Giant was terrible in the ring. Andre the Giant was terrible. This guy stunk in the ring, but he was 7'4". He was 500 pounds. And when he walked down the, I remember I went to Madison Square Garden. I think the year was 1985 or 86. And I saw Andre, and I was sitting in the nosebleeds because my dad couldn't afford it. People were smoking reefer. I almost got hit with a freaking beer bottle. This is back in the day in Madison Square Garden when Madison Square Garden was Madison Square Garden. Actually, this is the reason. That first trip to Madison Square Garden is the reason why my dad got us cable. Because I wanted to go see wrestling. And my dad was, he would take me to the shows and it just got too dangerous. So anyway, but I saw Andre the Giant, man. And I was like, wow, look at that guy. That guy is just amazing. He's just special. And that's what Bill Goldberg is, guys and gals. Bill Goldberg was a special attraction. Terrible in the ring? I don't think he was terrible. Hall of Famer? Absolutely. No question about it. What's your comment? Leave it here below. Let's jump into the main event, ladies and gentlemen. The main event of the evening. And this was weird. I can't wait to read these comments when I get off of here. Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins. Let me just read you the finish really quickly. We have the Bar, who comes down and they go after Jason Jordan, but they get into a brawl with Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Finn Balor then goes to the top rope and he goes for the anyway, long story short, this ends up, I don't want to read the whole freaking finish, but long story short, Seth Rollins, okay, Finn Balor goes for the old double stomp gimmick off the top rope. Seth Rollins, oh, this is what happened. I'm sorry. Finn Balor goes into the rope to a spot and Jason Jordan grabs his leg. Don't you love Jason Jordan? He is such a jerk. How do you say it in New York? He's a jerk. Anyway, or in Boston, he's a wicked jack. Anyway, and he grabs the leg. Seth Rollins has no problem with this. Hits him with, what do they call it? The blackout? The curb stomp. I am so excited that they brought this move back. Are you guys excited that they gave this, that they brought this? Now, before this happened, though, Finn Balor had the pin on Seth Rollins. I don't know. I'm pretty good with picking out whether this was a work or whether this was a botch. And I hate using that term botch, a mistake. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. Let's be honest. Am I the only one who thinks this was a big mistake by the referee? Well, not by the referee, because, see, the referee is taught to count to three. Referee knows who's supposed to win or lose. But if the referee's in the count, they're taught to count to three. The referee, you have to count to 10 if they're outside, no matter what the finish is supposed to be. This is true. This I know for a fact. The referee counted 3.5 actually. And Seth Rollins, his shoulders were down. So I'm just saying. It's very difficult for me to figure out whether this was a work or not. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think this is a work, guys? I really. Anyway, Seth Rollins finally goes over with the curb stomp, and Raw goes off the air weird because I was under I was kind of like I'm like what's happening here? Because we have Finn Balor in the ring. Looks like he has a concussion, by the way. Concussion. And you have Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson with him. And I thought for a second there, I thought they were going to turn on. Was I the only one who thought they were going to turn on Finn? And all of a sudden, AJ Styles was going to come out, maybe and take over, or maybe even freaking. Well, no, they're not going to do that. Will they do that? Will they bring in one of the most entertaining wrestlers in New Japan Pro Wrestling? People say this is impossible. He's coming out of the Royal Rumble. Nobody knew AJ Styles was coming out of the Royal Rumble, baby. I'm just telling you. So look out for big surprises. It sucks. I can't really stooge off exactly what I know, who I speak to, because some of the things are confirmed, some of the things are not. But I'll tell you something. Kenny Omega would have been cool tonight. I know I'm fantasy booking. I know it's not going to happen, but that would have been pretty cool, guys. Man. Anyway, it was weird. And I don't know where they're going to go with this. I don't know if they're going to go with a concussion gimmick. moving forward. But a good friend, again, and I keep bringing up this guy's name because he's just a damn good mind, Michael Jargo. Give him a follow at _Jargo, Jargo, not Jargo. He suggested that this is a way of bringing in or breaking a Finn Balor to become the Demon again. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Because as soon as this was happening, I said, you know what? The Demon's coming back. And he may be coming back. He's going to be coming back definitely for the Royal Rumble. So that's going to be interesting. You ever played WWE 2K18? Did you notice that Finn Balor and the Demon have two different stats? That the Demon is actually stronger? That he's like a 90-something and Finn Balor's like an 80-something? It's weird. But anyway, guys, look. It's been a long night. Raw is 3 hours. And I can't believe I got this done in about an hour. But I got to tell you something. It's fun talking with you guys. I love the interaction here that you guys had. Mike. There he goes. My boy Michael Jargo right here, putting him over. Of course, man. Dude, you're awesome. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this has been awesome. I'm going to do this every single Monday night. So if you guys are fans here at OneWrestling.com, like regular watchers, regular viewers, the only reason Bill Apter jumped on last week is because I couldn't get this damn thing to work. But thank goodness on gracious that I was able to get this thing to work this week. So thank you so much for joining me here at OneWrestling.com or, well, actually, One Wrestling Video here on YouTube. Do me a favor, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a follow at Big Ray's Show. I'm on Instagram. You can check out my pictures there. I'm pretty ugly, so you probably won't want to watch. But you can check out, pictures of my son. He's very handsome. Pictures of me and Bill Apter. Very, very handsome. Bill Apter and my son. Two awesome, handsome people. Thank you so much. And the fans the friends, the family that joined us here from the Hacker Hamid, the family that have joined us from the Russo brand. Thank you for joining us here at OneWrestling.com, YouTube, /One Wrestling Video. Listen, guys, here's the deal. I say this every single video. I would do this for a living, but if I couldn't, I'd do it anyway. Why? Because I love talking wrestling. And I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. And I appreciate you guys for joining me here today. Thank you. I'm extremely humbled. Thank you. And guys, do me another favor. Go to StevieRichardsFitness.com and tell them Big Ray sent you. All right? Join the group, guys. We're getting stronger. We're getting healthier. Thank you so much. Love you all. And it's okay. I can kiss men. I can kiss women. I can kiss animals. I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me here. And hopefully, I'll see you guys here next week. All right, cool. And maybe I'll do it like directly right after the show. All right. I'll see you next week, guys. Peace. And I'll see you here. Stay, what do I usually say? Stay wonderful, WWE Universe. Peace, guys. Rock and roll, baby. I'm going to end this now. It's vodka. All right, Carl, you can turn off the camera. No, I'm not wearing pants. What happened? Why would I wear pants? Did you see this thong? Huh? What do you mean we're still rolling?